A cheerful good morning and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you present today in the GK class of Standard 8th. Before going ahead with our discussions of today's class, again I would like to just tell you something, the informations basically related to your COVID-19, and at the same time as our Diwali festivals are also there, which are going to start, which are going to be just tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, so first and the foremost thing, that is the recovery rate has been gone over 92%. That is more than enough, and it is really a very good sign for us, or very good news for us. And at the same time, the death rate is continuously decreasing. The number of active cases are also decreasing, except for some of the three major cities, basically like your Gujarat, Maharashtra, as well as your Delhi. Okay, except for these three cities where the number of COVID cases remains the same, as well as there is not much more improvement in the cases of the COVID. Apart from these three cities, basically, rest all other cities, they have shown a decline in the number of active cases of COVID-19, and hope so this is going to be the end, or this Diwali will bring the end of this COVID-19 situation or this pandemic situation. So as all of us, we know that we will have to be a little bit much more cautious about it, little bit much more preventive about this, because all of us, we know that second round of pandemic attack can be there in the coming winters, when the pollution levels are going to be at the peak level. Okay, so chances are there, so prevention is better than cure. I request each and every one of you to use the mask whenever you are going out, and at the same time, please request your parents as well, or anyone, if you are able to find someone who is knowing whom you know, please inform them regarding the importance, as well as insist them, or just do your duty just by telling them once to please use the mask whenever they are going out somewhere. Okay, whether they are doing it or not, that depends on them. Our responsibility would be over. Okay, so let us start with today's class. Okay, one more thing, this mask is not only going to protect you from this COVID-19 virus, but this will also protect you from the harmful air pollutants, which is going to be very much active now due to the winters, and at the same time due to the crackers and everything. Okay, so let us start with our today's class. Starting with the syllabus, again I'm going to show you that, and thereafter we will go ahead. Okay, this is our syllabus, and we have already started with this. Okay, what I remember is that since we are doing this periodic test 2 first and the foremost part, and we have done page number 42, 47 very earlier, we have repeated this part, and page number 43 and 48 we have done in the last class. Okay, along with the pictures of them, of the persons who were related, as well as pictures of the famous stations, hill stations, or the places. Okay, basically two things were there, either there were places or there were people, and the images of them were shown to you. Today we will be going ahead with our these three page numbers, that is your 49, 54 and 55. Today I have not been able to just go ahead with the pictures, so I will not be able to show you that, but still we will be going ahead with the content of the given book, as well as the current affairs of 2 days, that is 10th as well as 11th. Okay, so let us start with our first page number, that is our page number 49. Once again, let us check whether the screen has been shared. Okay, the screen has been shared. Okay, so these are the three page numbers, that is your 49, 54 and your 55. Okay, I hope these three were there in the syllabus as well. 49, 54 and 55. 49, 54 and 55. Okay, One of the page numbers we have already done, that was your 48. Let me show you that as well, so that you'll be able to connect it in a much more better way. Okay, page number 43 and 48, 42, 47, not here. Images related to this, so it would be here only. See this one. This was the part that was your 43. This was the page number, that is medieval India, which we have done. We have done till number 4 here. If you remember, I showed you the pictures and everything of these things. Baram Khan, Babur, Jahangir, Chhatrapati Shivaji as well. Okay, and now we are going to continue the same page number, that is page number 48. Now it is going to be continued on page number 49. Okay, that is number 5. So this one is, that is, who among these is believed to have masterminded the construction of the Grand Trunk Road across India? Okay, so he was none other than, 3 options has been given to us, that is your Humayun, Sher Shah Suri, and your Muhammad Adil Shah. So he was the person, that was your Sher Shah Suri, was the person who is believed to have masterminded the construction of the Grand Trunk Road across India. Now little bit, some of you must be having the knowledge regarding this, some of you may not be having it, so I would like to brief you little bit this part. Okay, all of you would have gone to Allahabad from Varanasi by the bus or by using your own vehicles. Okay, so when you start from the station, okay, the road which is present just in front of the station, that is none other than your GT road only, that is the Grand Trunk Road. Okay, and this road continues up to your bypass region, that is where your flyovers come in Mohon Sarai, where you now go ahead with your bypass road, that comes your national highway. Okay, that is, I hope it is your NH36 or something. Okay, most probably NH36 only. So this is what basically all the Grand Trunk roads or the GT roads, they are connecting the national highways, and in this way we are able to connect the roads, or in this way we are able to travel from one place to another. Okay, moving ahead with this, the second part, that is the witty Tenali Rama is known to have been part of the court of which ruler? Tenali Ram, I hope you would have remembered the story as well, either in English or in Hindi, or we have seen some of the serials as well related to the, this famous person, that was your Tenali Ram. So he was the part of the court of Krishna Dev Rai, who was the ruler at that time. Next one we have, which of these kingdoms were ruled by Adil Shahis? So the kingdom of Bijapur or Bijpur was ruled by Adil Shahis. Next was, who among these is the writer of Prithvi Raj Raso? So among the 3 options, Tulsidas and Kabir, they are not there. Chand Bardai is the author, is the writer of Prithvi Raj Raso. Okay, which among these was composed by Tulsidas? Ramcharitmanas, Mrich Chaktika, and the third one is your Raj Tarangini. Okay, so Ramcharitmanas is written by Tulsidas. Next is, to which of these princes was Mirabai married? So Mirabai was married to Bhojraj, who was the husband, you can say. And basically these 2 options are incorrect, that is your Rana Pratap and Rana Sanga. Okay, so this was the multiple choice questions. Going ahead with the match the following. So we have matched these medieval Indian rulers to the dynasties or kingdoms they ruled by writing the correct letters in the boxes. Okay, here the boxes has been not been provided with the correct letters, the numbers has been done. You can put the number letters as well, it completely depends on you, no need to worry regarding that. So when we talk about the very first one, that is your Rajia Sultan. So Rajia Sultan or Rajia Sultan was the ruler of Delhi Sultanate or Sultanate if we talk in English, or in Hindi it is Sultanate only. Delhi Sultanate was the dynasty or the kingdoms which was ruled by Rajia Sultan. Next we have Jahangir. So Jahangir ruled the Mughal Empire. Next we have Rani Rudrama Devi. Rani Rudrama Devi, she ruled Kakatiya, okay, or Kakatiya, anything you can say. Next we have Sikandar Lodi, the famous person. Sikandar Lodi, he ruled the Lodi dynasty. It would be there in your history books as well, and this is the tomb of Sikandar Lodi. Next we have Harihar I or first, okay, so he ruled Vijayanagar. Next we have Pulakesin II. So Pulakesin II was ruled by Chalukya. Next we have Rajendra Chola. So Rajendra Chola was ruled, or this person Rajendra Chola ruled the Chola dynasty. Next we have the Chandragupta Maurya, that is the Maurya dynasty. Okay, most of them, the dynasties or the kingdoms, belong to their names only, as we have seen in the case of Sikandar Lodi, Lodi dynasty, Rajendra Chola, Chola dynasty, Chandragupta Maurya, Maurya dynasty. Okay, moving ahead with the fact file of this page. So Ustad Ahmad Lahori is believed to be the chief architect of the famous Taj Mahal. He is also believed to have laid the foundation of the Red Fort in Delhi. Okay, next, think box. Find out why the construction of the grand and huge architectural structures was of great importance to the rulers of medieval India. What did these grand buildings mostly signify? If you have some of the answers, you can share it in the query session. Okay, next what we have is, that is our next page number, that is your 54, visiting the northeast regions. Identify these famous places found in the northeast and write the correct letters in the boxes. As we can see, the very first one is your Kamakhya temple. Okay, next we have is the Tawang monastery, the second part, this one which you can see. The third one is the Kisma heritage village, and the last one we have the Golden Pagoda. Okay, all these four famous places, they are basically present in the northeastern regions. As you can see the background of them, two of them you can easily identify. You can see the very high hill slopes, or basically it can be your mountains as well. Here also you can see quite large land masses, raised land masses, which has been collected, and at the same time you are not able to identify anything in this case, as the picture has not been given very properly, or basically you can say the background is not given. Okay, the main part has been shown here. Moving ahead with the next part, that is choose the correct options. So in this case we have, which is the northeastern state of India which celebrates the Bihu festival 3 times in a year. Okay, so that is none other than your Assam. So in this way you can just correlate, or you can just write it down as your notes as well. That is, on one side you can write it down state, and on the other side you can write down the festivals. So in under the state column you can write it down Assam, and under the festival column you can write it down Bihu as well. So in this way it will be much more better for you, as well as you will be able to recall it in a much lesser time. Okay, Which state in India is considered the land of the rising sun? The land of the rising sun is considered to be your Arunachal Pradesh. Next we have which place in India is known as the Scotland of the East. So Scotland of the East is your Shillong. Next, which state produces 3 different types of silks? Assam is the state which produces 3 different types of silks. Which is the narrow stretch of land located in West Bengal that connects India's northeastern states to the rest of India. Okay, that is your Siliguri corridor. Okay, next we have the fact file, that is the Cable Lamjao National Park is the only floating park in the world located in the Loktak Lake. This is actually a swamp with a floating mass of vegetation which is locally called Fumdi. Either you can say Fumdi or Fumdi or anything you can say, okay, depending on your own pronunciation. Let us have a quick view over the time and thereafter we'll be going ahead. Okay, let us go ahead with the next page. So we have the exploring Antarctica. Okay, so here what we have is, that is, choose the correct options here as well. The very first one, that is, which animal has these species: chinstrap, Galapagos and emperor? That is your penguin. So these are the different species of the penguins. When the word species has come, so I would like to give you a little bit of explanation here. Okay, some of you I have provided you, basically the students of Durgakund branch. Okay, species basically means the varieties of the same genus basically, or basically the origin is this the organism is the same, whether it is a plant or an animal, but it has different varieties are there. I will be giving you very simple example with your mango. Okay, all of you know that mangoes you are able to enjoy it in the summer seasons. Okay, during the summers when you enter into the market for purchasing the mangoes, you are able to get variety of mangoes here. I'm sorry. So the varieties of mango which you are able to see there is, what you are able to see, the Shahri is there, Langda is there, Chausa is there. Okay, so all these things, that is your Langda, Chausa, the Shahri, all these are different species of mango. All are mango only, but there are different varieties of them. In the same way, all are penguins only, but we have 3 different varieties of them and they have some or the other characteristics, okay, which is different from them. And these are the species of the penguins, that is your chinstrap, Galapagos and your emperor. Moving ahead, name the scientific station built exactly on the South Pole, that is your Amundsen Scott Station. Next we have, who was the first explorer to reach the South Pole? That is your Roald Amundsen, and I hope on the basis of his name only this scientific station has been built. Next we have, which of these mountains extend across Antarctica, dividing the ice sheets into 2 parts? That we have your Trans-Antarctic Mountains. Next one we have, which of these is true about Antarctica? So Antarctica has no native people. This is the true thing about the Antarctica. Which of these located in Antarctica is the biggest glacier in the world? So that is your Lambert Glacier. Which of these is not found in Antarctica? That is your polar bear is the animal which is not found in the Antarctica. Which is the highest mountain peak in Antarctica? That is your Mount Vinson is the highest peak in Antarctica. Okay. Identify these animals and birds found in Antarctica and write their names in the blanks. Choose your answers from the help box. Okay, very first one what we are able to see is your albatross, which is the name of a bird, I hope, most probably. Next one we have the hourglass dolphin. Okay, dolphins we all have heard. Hourglass dolphins may be some kind of different varieties of the dolphins, most probably. Next we have the kelp gull, and the fourth one all of us we know, penguin. Just now we have all have discussed. Last one is your seal. Okay, so this was all for today in the bookish part. Please complete this part so that you'll be able to complete your work on time, and at the same time you'll be able to prepare it nicely. So we have completed all these three page numbers. So in this case what we have completed is, that is in the periodic test 2 part, these two sections has been completed, that is your our environment and India and the world. Moving ahead, that is your science and technology, we will be doing the next week, and I hope we will try our level best to complete these 2 page numbers on the same day, that is your science and technology. Moving ahead with the last part, that is our current affairs. So we have here, this part is the current affairs. Okay, this is let us first continue with the current affairs of 10th of November, and then we'll be going ahead with the current affairs of 11th of November. So 10th of November we had, that is the COVID-19 vaccine of Pfizer successful in interim phase 3 trials, found to be over 90% effective. The mRNA based COVID-19 vaccine BNT162b2 comes out to be successful in the interim review of phase 3 clinical trials and shows more than 90% effectiveness against novel coronavirus in volunteers. The announcement regarding this was made by the manufacturers US based pharma company Pfizer Inc. and German biotech company BioNTech on November 9, 2020. Okay, next one, that is the National Green Tribunal. It imposes ban on sale and use of firecrackers in NCR and other cities having poor air quality. Okay, basically this was done, it will be effective from November 9 and will stay up to November 30, and this decision is aimed at preventing the COVID-19 pandemic from worsening due to pollution. Okay, I hope one thing has been come. If time permits, I'll be telling you about this part. What is this mRNA? Not this part, only this part. That is what is your mRNA. Okay, moving ahead, PM Modi attends SCO Summit 2020 virtually. That is on November 10th, 2020. The summit was chaired by Russian President Vladimir Putin. The summit saw the attendance of the heads of all 8 member states, including India, China, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. Okay, all tan. Next we have the Bihar elections results 2020, list of winners and losers. The counting of votes is still underway, and yesterday only we have got the results. That is the BJP government has scored better results as compared to 2015. Some of the winners of the Bihar assembly were these people, that is the BJP Sanjay Sarugi from Darbhanga, Ramchand Prasad of BJP from Hayaghat, JDU's Ashok Kumar Chaudhary from Sakra seat, and JDU's Shashi Bhushan Hajari from Kusheshwar Asthan seat. Nirmala Sitharaman extends support for New Development Bank membership expansion. The first BRICS finance minister and central bank governors meeting was held on November 9, 2020. At the meeting, the finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman extended her support for the expansion of the membership of the New Development Bank. Okay, this was all for 10th. Let us start with some of them of 11th as well. Okay, online news, films, audio visual programs brought under Information and Broadcasting Ministry. That is, the central government has passed an order bringing the online news, films, audio-visual programs, digital content providers such as Netflix under the Union Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Up till now, there was no autonomous body to govern the digital content. The move comes following the October 2020 ruling of the Supreme Court asking center's response over regulating the over-the-top platform. Basically, the concept here is that basically there was no one to address any kind of problems or the affairs related to all these digital contents, but now all these contents will be under our broadcasting ministry, who will be taking the charges and digitally having an eye on it. Okay, Bahrain PM Sheikh Khalifa dies at the age of 84 on November 11, 2020. He was 84. Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa was the world's longest serving prime minister. He took over the post of Prince Khalifa took over the post of Bahrain's prime minister since its independence 1971. PM Kusum scheme. Let us have a look over the time, and okay, we will be able to complete this. PM Kusum scheme. The government increases scheme's goals to 30.8 gigawatt of solar capacity. The government has scaled up the target of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Maha Abhiyan scheme to achieve 30.8 gigawatt solar capacity by the year 2022. The Union New and Renewable Energy Ministry issued an official order in this regard. If you remember the incident when the I hope he was the France president Emmanuel Macron, when he reached Varanasi along with our honorable prime minister. So when they inaugurated the first biggest solar plant in Mirzapur district, okay, that was around 15 or something, or 22. Okay, now they are planning to increase it by 30.8 gigawatt in the next coming 2 years. Australia India Water Centre launched. The Australia India Water Centre was inaugurated through a webinar on November 6, 2020 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The Water Centre is a joint initiative of India's IIT Guwahati, Australia's University of Western Sydney, and 21 other partners of both the countries. The centre will pave way for long-term collaboration between the nations in water research and education. Okay, PLI scheme approved for 10 more sectors to boost manufacturing. The Union Cabinet has granted its approval to add 10 more sectors under the production linked incentive scheme to boost domestic manufacturing. For this purpose, the government has approved the financial outlay of around 2 lakh crores over a period of 5 years. Okay, so this was all for today, the current affairs along with the bookish part and everything. Okay, so in this way we have completed today's part. Okay, and I hope you all would have understood. You will be just completing your bookish part as well as have a note of these current affairs as well. Okay, it's 28, little bit time is there. Let me tell you something about this mRNA. Okay, just like you all have studied about, all of you know about this part, DNA, okay, which stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, in the same way your RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. Okay, just this oxygen is not present, deoxy is not present in the case of RNA, that is why it is known as ribonucleic acid. This RNA is of 3 types, that is your mRNA, okay, okay, 3 types are your mRNA, It's taking by its own. Leave it. I'm telling you just in this way only. Sorry, the time is going to be over. I'll be telling you about this in the next class. Till then, please take care and stay safe and stay healthy from this COVID-19 situation. As remember this thing, that is C for COVID-19 and C for crackers. So both the things, they are dangerous. Please don't forget to take the necessary precautions and please take care of yourself. Thanks a lot for being with me. Have a superb day ahead. Thank you.